Hey guys, Mr. Vance here. I'm just going to give you a quick update on where we're at and where we're going. Okay, we should have had made a haunted house that's in Illustrator and imported it to Flash, and in there we put some eyes that move around back and forth. And then we added 100 frames and added some motion twins with the bat and the ghosts that are flying around the haunted house. Okay, so that's one project we should have done. Second project is we're going to make a room that's the inside of the house using 1 point perspective, and we're putting a button symbol, a door button, where you can click over and down on the door will open and close. Okay, that's the second project. We're going to add those two together. Now we're going to put a third project in. We're going to put like a kind of a crazy illusion time warp where you click the door that give you an optical effect. And eventually we are going to connect all these movies together, so it'll just be one big movie. But we'll get to that later. Okay? So, for today we have to create that illusion, that funky little area where you click after you go into the door. Okay? So, we don't need to make the door. We're going to make a whole separate file, and we will link it eventually later. Okay, so we need to make a new file. So, create new action script 3.0. And get yourself a blank white stage. Okay. Now, this is kind of important, so pay attention here. We're going to go to our rectangle tool, and we want to set our stroke color to black. Now, where it says style, solid, change that to hairline. That's going to make a real thin line. Sometimes when you zoom in, the lines get thicker, and we don't want we want the line to stay thin the whole time. So hairline is what we want. Okay, now your fill color. So we click on the fill color. We want our fill color to be that white square with the red slash, no fill. Okay, so we have a black stroke, that's hairline, and no fill. Okay, now on your keyboard, find the shift key. Hold the shift key down, and when you click and drag, you can't make anything besides this perfect square. Okay, so go ahead and make a perfect square about that size on your stage. Okay, if you mess up, you actually add like another one, make a rectangle, Control Z will undo things. Okay, so make a square about that size, and that's all we're drawing. Now we're going to arrange the square in a precise, organized fashion that's going to give an optical effect. And here's how you do it. Go to your selection arrow, the black arrow, very top tool, and I'm going to click outside and drag a box around that square we made. Get it highlighted. Okay, you can barely see it, but there's like little dots on it. We want to make sure to keep it selected. Be careful, we don't want to click and deselect. Okay, once we have that selected, go up to Edit, and we're going to copy that square that we made. So edit, copy. Now this is important too. Pay attention to this one. Edit. We have to go to paste in place. When you click paste in place, it's going to look like nothing happened. What we're doing is we're pasting this square directly on top of the original square. So it's not going to look like anything is pasted. Again, be careful we don't deselect. So after you click paste in place, don't deselect anything. Paste in place. Looks like nothing's there. Alright, now we're going to transform that square that we pasted on top by doing a little transform panel. Okay, not the free transform. We want to have it precise and exact. So I'm going to click this transform panel, and this transform panel is going to pop out to the side, and you have a 100, 100, and a chain. Okay, if the chain's unlinked, you're going to have to type in the numbers in both. If you click the chain and it's linked, you only have to type the number in 1. Okay, so where it says scale, my chain's linked, I'll have to do it in 1. Type in 8, 5, I want 85%. Okay, if I click the other one, it automatically goes to 85. Now you'll notice that square got smaller. Again, it is selected. Do not click and deselect it. If you do accidentally deselect it, hit Control Z and get it reselected. Okay, now we have an 85, 85. Underneath here where it says rotate, click rotate, and we're going to rotate this thing 11 degrees. And if I click on this gray part on the side, I get a little tilt. Okay, so I have a tilted, smaller square right there. Don't deselect it. Okay, now here's where the magic comes. Down here on your transform panel, there's a little blue piece of paper with a white piece of paper. It says duplicate selection and transform. I'm on it right now. If you click that a bunch of times, it starts arranging that square into a spiral shape. Pretty neat, huh? Okay. Now that we have the spiral shape, let's take our selection tool and click and drag around this whole spiral deal. Have all those lines selected. Okay, now let's go up to modify and convert this to a symbol. Okay, now follow along with this one. We want to name this one SPIRAL, spiral. And your type, you want it to be a movie clip. So if you had it switch the button from making that door, switch it back to movie clip. Registration, we want our registration to be the black square in the middle here. So if you click on these other squares, that's not what you want. You want that black square in the middle. And then go ahead and click OK. We have a symbol. Remember, a symbol is like an actor in the stage on Flash, right? And actors have dressing rooms. They have the editing screen. So getting to that editing screen, the dressing room, if we double click the symbol, that'll put us in the dressing room. Right here it says spiral. There's scene 1. We're in the spiral's dressing room. Okay, we're going to make this spiral move a little bit. Now here's the fast, easy way. If I right click on this keyframe in frame 1 from the dressing room, a menu will pop up when I right click it. It says create motion tween. Pick that one. It's going to give you a warning. It's got to be you cannot tween shapes. You have to be a symbol. Yeah, okay, go ahead, make that a symbol. It'll make a symbol for you. Now my timeline gives me 24 frames. My red line, my playhead, is sitting in frame 24. That's perfect. We don't want to move it. Leave it there. Okay, now if we go into transform, click our transform panel again, where it says rotate, if we type in 360, that will give you 360-degree turn, a full turn. If I move my playhead, you'll see it's moving. Okay, now I'm still in the dressing room, not in the main stage. You see a stage here, but it's not the main stage. It's just kind of a grayed out version of the stage. If I click back here, so where it says scene 1, see, now there's no dressing room. I got the symbol here. Back on the main stage. Make sure you're on the main stage before you do this. You don't want to do it in the dressing room. You notice that all my frames are gone in my timeline. That's because all the movies happening in the dressing room. We only want to have this at one frame. So I can move this guy. And if you look, when I move it up to the corner, you see those little dotted lines that pop up? That's a way of organize things precisely. All right, now that I have it selected, I'm going to edit, copy this, and then edit, paste it. It doesn't have to be pasted in place. I can paste it in center or wherever. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to arrange this. So now if I take this other symbol and line it up, dotted lines line up. I have 2. Hit select it, edit, copy, edit, paste. Now I have 4. Line it up, dotted lines, like that. So I keep copying and pasting and lining them up with the dotted lines. And it's going to turn that square into something like that. Got some optical effects. Okay, want to get even more different arrangements. You can arrange it a little bit different. Right here, I got my spiral. Right, that's the one. If I click Library tab, if I lost all, that's the one that's spinning. Symbol 1's the one that's in the spiral's dress room. A little bit confusing, I know, but make sure it's spiral. I could take it out here. Watch this one. Edit, copy, edit, paste in place. Modify, transform, flip it. Alright, then I can copy and paste these. Control C, Control V. Just by arranging these things a little bit differently, gives you totally different effects. So you can play around with how you arrange them. Look at that. A little bit different. Or you could even go and do it something this way. Give you an option 3. Put one right there. Now this one I'm going to modify, transform. I'm going to flip this one horizontally. Line it up. Control C, Control V, shortcuts, use them. This doesn't look like a square at all. It looks like some sort of mushroom. Totally different effect, right? Alright, so you can arrange it however you want, just as long as you get it lined up precisely. You want the squares to be squared up. I mean, you could flip them, you could put them on top of each other, just make sure they're lined up in a checkerboard. You don't want to have a bunch of like weird random patterns. Like this would not be a good arrangement. You want to have it so they work together. Okay? Once you have it arranged in a way that's together and it looks good, go ahead and let's get this saved. Okay, well this is not good. Let me Control Z, put you back together here. There we go. File, save as, and we want to go to our computer graphics folder, name it Spiral. Save it. Okay, and then you want to go to Blackboard where it says upload and turn in, and upload and turn in the spiral in the spiral section. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you email me. Okay, it's getting down to the 0 hour. If you haven't been keeping up with your projects, go back into the lessons there. There's a folder in the content folder that has all the lessons. Okay, get those done. Get them turned in. Okay, see you later.